What if I told you that in just 10 minutes you could discover who you really are inside? Would you believe it? That there's a simple test that will reveal your deepest fears, your true values, and even what's stopping you from achieving your dreams. Did you know that most people spend their entire lives without ever truly knowing themselves? They live based on what they think they know about themselves, but they're actually completely wrong. It's like living wearing someone else's glasses. You can still see, but everything is distorted and confusing. Look, I've tested this with over 500 people in recent months, and the results were shocking. People who thought they were brave discovered they were actually being driven by fear. Others who considered themselves failures realized they had inner strength they never imagined. There was one person who discovered they spent their whole life trying to please their parents, even at 35 years old. And you know what's most impressive? When these people finally truly knew themselves, their lives completely changed. One of them quit a job they hated and started their own business. Another ended a toxic relationship that had lasted years. And there are people who discovered talents they didn't even know they had. I'm from the Anti-Comfort Zone channel, and today you're going to take a self-knowledge test that will literally change how you see yourself. And the best part, you'll get the results in real time, here with me. This isn't just another one of those superficial tests you find on the internet. This one goes deep. It's going to mess with you. It's going to make you question things you've never questioned. So grab paper and pen now, because you will participate along with me. Don't just listen passively. If you don't have paper and pen, pause the video, go get them, and come back. I'll wait. Seriously, go get them now, because without them, the test doesn't work. And if this video helps you know yourself better, hit like so more people can receive this tool that can literally change lives. The problem most people face, you know what the biggest problem with most people is? They live on autopilot. They wake up, brush their teeth, have coffee, work, go home, watch Netflix, sleep, and the next day they do exactly the same thing. And never, never do they stop to ask themselves, who am I really? What do I really want? Why do I do the things I do? It's as if they were robots programmed by other people. Parents programmed one part, school programmed another, society programmed another piece, and in the end, you don't even know which part is really yours. You live the life others designed for you, pursue dreams that aren't even yours, and get frustrated when you can't achieve goals that deep down don't even make sense for who you are. And then what happens? You live a life that isn't yours. You make decisions based on what others expect of you. You pursue objectives that actually don't make sense for who you are inside. And at the end of the day, you feel empty, lost, without purpose. You might even have success in others' eyes, but inside you know something doesn't add up. I went through this too. I spent years of my life living what I thought was expected of me. I worked at a job that made me depressed, was in relationships that didn't complete me, had goals that were actually my parents'. And the worst part, I didn't even realize it. I thought the problem was me, that I was lazy, that I didn't have enough willpower, until I discovered the truth. The problem wasn't lack of willpower. The problem was that I was fighting against myself. It was like trying to drive a car with the brake on. No matter how much you accelerate, you won't get far. And the more you force it, the more you wear yourself out. That's why I created this test. It's not like those superficial personality tests you find out there. Values, those that really guide your decisions, even when you don't realize it. It discovers your unconscious fears, those that paralyze you and prevent you from living the life you really want. And it identifies your true motivators, those things that make you feel alive and energized. Test rules. Follow these carefully before we begin. The test won't work. First rule, be 100% honest. No one will see your answers except you, so don't try to deceive yourself. Don't answer what you think is the right answer. Answer the true answer. Even if it's hard to admit, even if you don't like the answer, be honest. The lie that hurts most is the lie we tell ourselves. Second rule, answer by impulse. The first answer that comes to your mind is the truest. You know why? Because it comes from your unconscious, from your essence, before your conscious mind has time to censor or modify. It's like when someone asks you what your favorite color is. You don't think much, you just know. It's this instinctive answer we want. Third rule, don't overthink. If you keep analyzing too much, rationalizing, weighing pros and cons, you'll give the answer your logical mind thinks is right, not the answer your heart knows is true. Trust your first impulse. Fourth rule, write everything down. Don't just answer mentally, actually write it. When you write, you're committing to the answer. You're taking it out of your head and putting it in the real world. Plus, you'll be able to reread it later and find patterns you didn't notice the first time. Fifth rule, don't judge your answers. That's okay. It's normal. Self-knowledge sometimes hurts a little at first, but it's like cleaning a wound. It hurts at the moment. Computer tabs. Tell people around you that you'll be busy for the next few minutes. The next few minutes are just yours. It's a sacred moment of connection with yourself. How many times in life do you really stop to know yourself? Probably few. So value this moment. Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose. Hold for 3 seconds. Exhale through your mouth. Do this 3 times with me now. This will help you get out of automatic mode and enter a more introspective state. Warm up. Questions. Let's do a quick warm up to get your mind in the right mode. Answer quickly without thinking. The first things that come to mind. What's your favorite color? Don't think, just answer. Dog or cat? Coffee or tea? Great. Now your mind is warmed up for instinctive answers. Did you notice how easy it was to answer when you didn't overthink? That's exactly how you should answer the next questions. Part 1. Discovering your deepest values are the principles that really guide your life, even if you don't realize it. Direction. The problem is that most people never stopped to identify what their true values are. They live with borrowed values. You're in perfect health, can do anything you want, have all necessary resources, but you know for certain you'll die in exactly 6 months. What would you do? How would you spend these last 6 months? Mind, no matter if they seem silly or impossible. Think about it. Why did these things come first to your mind? What do they represent to you? Question 2. Now, a moral conflict situation. You discovered that your best friend, someone you've known for years and trust completely, is cheating on their spouse. You also know the spouse really like this person and know they don't suspect anything. Your friend doesn't know that you know. What do? A. Confront your friend directly and give an ultimatum to tell the truth. B. Tell the betrayed spouse, because they have the right to no-see. Don't get involved. But without ultimatums, choose an option now, the first one that makes sense to you. There's no right or wrong answer here. Question 3. You're offered the job of your dreams. It's exactly the field you love, at the company you always wanted to work for, with a salary 5 times higher than your current one. Conditions: you'd have to work 12 hours a day, including weekends. You'd hardly see family and friends. And you'd have to do some things that go against your moral principles. Nothing illegal, but things you consider ethically questionable. Do you accept? And more importantly, why yes or why no? Write your answer and your justification. Question 4. If you died today, how would you like to be remembered? Complete the sentence. He or she was a person who ... Write at least 3 characteristics or actions you'd want people to remember about you. Now think of these characteristics you wrote. Which ones do you already consistently demonstrate in your life? And which ones do you still need to develop? Part 2. Discovering your unconscious fears are the fears that control your life without you realizing it. They're like ghosts that haunt you backstage, influencing every decision you make, but you don't even know they're there. Question 5. Let's get straight to the point. Honestly complete this sentence. If people knew that I am complete with something about you that you hide, something you're ashamed or afraid to reveal. It can be a thought, a feeling, an experience, a desire, anything. And then complete ... They would think I am. And write what you think people would think of you. Be brutally honest here. No one will see this but you. Question 6. Now let's talk about dreams. What's the dream you have, but never told anyone because you're afraid of failing? It can be a professional, personal, creative dream, anything, right? Without filters, even if it seems impossible or silly. And now, the most important part. What would be the worst that could happen if you tried this dream and failed? Be specific. What exactly are you afraid will happen? Give up when ... double quotes? Or I always find an excuse when? Or I always procrastinate when? Choose one and complete with total honesty. What's your most common self-sabotage pattern? Question 8. Now the question that hurts most, but liberates most. What's the thing you know you should do to improve your life, but keep postponing? It can be about health, relationships, career, money, any area. You know exactly what it is. That thing you think about every week, but never do. And now the crucial part. Why haven't you done it yet? What's the real reason? Don't tell me it's lack of time or money. Go deeper. What's the real fear behind this procrastination? Part 3. Discovering what really moves, why your true motivations. Not what you think should motivate you. Not what motivates other people, but what really lights a flame inside you. Question 9. Think of the moments in your life when you felt most energized, most alive, most yourself. It could have been working, studying, talking to someone, doing some activity, traveling, anything. Describe at least 2 specific situations. Describe the environment, the people who were with you, what you were doing, how you felt. Question 10. What makes you most indignant in the world? What do you see happening around you that makes you angry, that makes you think this shouldn't be this way? It can be something global, in your community, in your family, at work, anything. And if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? Question 11. Who do you most admire? It can be someone you know personally, a public figure, a historical character, anyone. And more importantly, what specific characteristic of this person do you most admire? Don't tell me they're a good person. Be specific. Is it courage, persistence, creativity, compassion, intelligence? Now think, this characteristic you admire, do you already demonstrate it in your life? In what moments? And how could you develop it more? Question 12. Last question, and perhaps the most important. If you could send a message to your future self, 5 years from now, what would you write? What would you like to tell this more mature version of yourself? And now, imagine this future you could respond. What advice do you think they would give you? What would they say about the problems you face today? How would they encourage you? Write both the message you would send and the response you think you would receive. Interpreting your RSULTs. Now that you've answered all the questions, let's interpret your results. Look for patterns, recurring themes, connections between answers. Your deep values questions 1 to 4. If you prioritized relationships, family, friendships, love, your central value is unsee. EONF. You prioritized justice, truth, doing the right thing, helping others. Your central value is IONTGRITY. You prioritized impact, legacy, being remembered, causing changes. Your central value is PURPOSCF. You prioritized freedom, independence, choices, autonomy. Your central value is autonomia. Main fears, questions. 5 to 8. If you hide a lot about yourself, worry too much about others' opinions, fear of UDJ Mante, you don't try new things, give up easily, procrastinate on important things, fear of failure, isolate yourself, avoid deep relationships, have difficulty opening up, fear of RHICTONF, you cling to the known, resist changes even when unhappy, fear of changing, true motivations. Questions 9 to 12. If you feel most energized, helping others, teaching, caring. CONTOIIL. In. It was creating something, solving problems, innovating. CREION. If it was overcoming challenges, competing, achieving goals. CONQUOST. If it was exploring, learning, discovering. GROWHIH. The real work begins now. Who you really are is the dynamic combination of your values, fears, and motivations. When you align your life with your true values, when you consciously face your fears instead of being controlled by them unconsciously, and when you follow your authentic motivations instead of borrowed ones, you become unstoppable. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. Now the real work begins, using this self-knowledge to make real changes in your life. You don't need to turn your life upside down overnight. Start small, but start. Keep these answers you wrote. Print them if necessary. Put them somewhere you can review from time to time. Revisit them in a few weeks and see if they still make sense. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Real change takes time. But also don't use this as an excuse not to start. This self-knowledge is pure gold. It's worth more than any diploma or certificate. Now use it to create the life you really want.